super excited to introduce Eileen. I've known her for many, many years, and she's always a joy to share a drink with or listen to present. So we're going to pass it over to her now on AYTM to talk about, are you ready for the next normal?
Wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. And do I need to do something to flip it? Or are we good?
Yep, you're going to actually share your screen.
Okay. Great. So hello, everybody. I'm really excited to be here. I'm Eileen, and I've been enjoying a lot of these virtual conferences. There's a lot of them happening, and so I appreciate you guys joining me today. I think we've all gotten a little more comfortable with pets and partners and kids underfoot, but things are changing all the time. So really wanted to talk today a little bit about where we're going and how we can use technology to make sure that we're successful and responsive and caring like we are as an industry. I'm Eileen Rozic, and I'm with AYTM, which is Ask Your Target Market. I've been in research for over a decade now. We won't go into how many years over a decade, but I've had a chance to meet a lot of you and really have spent the last 5 years focused on agile research and automation and technology, how to make sure that we're making a difference and using the right tools to be successful as researchers. I think we've lagged behind in the past, and we're finally catching up, and there's some great solutions out there that we can work with. So today I wanted to talk about a few different things to share with you guys, and I'm going to go ahead and stop my video just for a second, but really looking at putting digital first. Digital is a popular word lately for 2020, but it's really about growth and innovation, and how disruption is happening a lot, but it doesn't have to be confusing. We can use digital transformation in a very confident way and make sure that we and our companies can answer what comes next. So we're going to talk about really growth and innovation in today's world, how we use what we learn as researchers to incorporate quality and data and storytelling to take care of our teams. And then I have the chance to share some of the results that we've been doing at AYTM, a weekly consumer tracker since March to look at changing behaviors, attitudes, and needs of the consumers. So I'll be able to share some of those results with you today as well. So let's jump right in. We know that, I think we're gonna be able to jump right in, let's see. Yes, so now more than ever, with everything that's changing, a lot of shifting, a lot of research questions going on, and people are coming to us as insights and research leaders saying, what's next, what's happening? We talk a lot about consumers, but we also have to remember that we have our own internal customers within the company that are also coming to us asking for, can you help me build confidence? Can you help me understand what we need to do? And we have a chance to be the rock stars in a way, not in a selfish way, but in a good way, to show how important research is to the company and what tools we can bring in to put that digital first spear into the company, and really make sure that if we're embracing a digital first approach at a company, that it's not just about technology and tools, but it's also about being agile and iterative. We're gonna touch on some different ways that we're seeing that happen across research, but we know research isn't slowing down. There's a lot of tools out there that are definitely making a huge impact in our industry, and some are intuitive, some are simplistic, and some are complex. So really understand what the tools are and what's out there and what's available. I missed that about the in-person conferences where you would walk around and see what everybody's doing at the different booths and talk to each other. Can't wait to do that later this year. But there's a lot of great information out there that you can still use to make sure that you're able to pull through. And I think we just want to be really careful that we don't start reacting so quickly that we get over our skis, right? We want to continue to make sure that we're smart and that we're able to use the right technology so we can get our team answers and really allow for more dynamic and strategic conversations. Technology first and digital first will help us get control of the conversation. And a good example of using technology is, this is a refreshing visual, it might be a little early for the West Coast, but one of our beer clients was able to use technology to help build that comfort level and that trust with their stakeholders. They were a quick example, they were looking to do a max diff. As they put the flavors together, it grew exponentially, and suddenly people were concerned about timing and budget, and can they really make the right decisions? Should they scrap it? And so they were able to take a step back, look at some of the technology solutions that they had out there, run a max diff test actually using automation, and break it into pieces to where, test a portion of your flavors, get your feedback. When you can get answers in 24 hours, it allows you to actually have some strategic conversations around it. Another client of mine always says, I don't want to outsource the thinking. So you get to do a lot more thought when you're getting these great answers. So they got the answers, talked to the team, continue to move forward and really iterate through the process. Ultimately ended up testing 3 times as many flavors over a short period of time with thousands of consumers. So they could then make sure that their team was comfortable, expanded the budget, got what they needed, and are being able to go to market to expand in a category that we are aware of right now, that it is growing. The other piece of that is when we talk about, proceeding forward with confidence. Technology gives you the ability to optimize and learn on the fly, and a digital first approach does that. But you can also use technology now. When I started in automation, it was very much, there was a lot of templated studies, a lot of one-off Q&As, but now you can actually make complex research easy. And using these types of technologies that are out there can really support you during a time where resources are limited, but expectations are up, right? We're being asked a lot, and I know everybody is working really hard. So the more that we can really get our answers to our stakeholders and be more relevant. If their CMO asks us a question and we can get them an answer in a day or two, we're going to be a lot more relevant and get a lot more questions to impact our business than we are if it takes us 3 to 4 weeks to do that. And it's not just about finding a digital tool that's fast. It's really about budget and also about trust, making sure that we're challenging ourselves to think about what tools can I tap into that support my team, support my company, and can help us get the job done smarter. A key area of digital first initiatives really require you and a partner that can focus on data quality and making sure that everything's in the best interest of your company. This can be everything from moving the brand in the right direction. We all get, right? If we incorporate a technology that doesn't work, it's very hard to bring the second one in behind it. There's some great partnerships out there, and we want to build a tech stack, but we also want to work with a technology and a partner that supports us and can grow with us along the way. There's a lot of different things around data quality to use online with IP addresses and standardization, but there's also ISO certification in legal areas. And we really want to make sure that in a digital first approach that you have a deep commitment ultimately to the exceptional user experience. If consumers are coming in and taking a survey or interacting with anything that has your brand on it or a partner name on it, you want to make sure they're having the ultimate user experience so they walk away feeling good. And then that the information that you're learning and the data that you're achieving is real and valid and came from a good experience that they have had. So I get with technology, it's the old catch-22, right? I need help, but I don't have time to figure it out. It's like even hiring new people. I want to hire a new person, but I don't have time to train them. But with technology, it allows you to take the journey together. There may be times that you don't have time, and there's full service companies that offer technology or technology firms that have a full service component. There are times that you want to do it yourself. Your team has different skill set levels. So we want to look for, people that can approach any type of digital first initiative with us that mirror our industry. We're empathetic, we're obviously responsive, but we want companies that can understand where we are today and where we're going. One of my favorite tech words is scalable. It's great if you can help me now, but if a year from now, I don't see us being able to grow together and develop together, that's something that, we want to definitely take a harder look at, because the stronger I can build one partnership and I can have a bigger impact in how they provide tools and work with my team, the better. So I think it's really crucial to understand that if we want to move tech first, that we have that expertise and training and really make sure that we can enable any type of digital transformation across the organization in a way that meets us all along that consumer journey that we're taking. So I think beyond digital for 2020, the word of the day is authentic. I'm seeing this, I'm reading this, I'm hearing this, and it's all in really positive, good ways. I know I've talked to people that are introverts and people that are extroverts, and depending on what they're doing with their role in their life, as long as they're true to themselves, they're usually successful. So I think that beyond just as people being authentic, right now it's really important for suppliers and brands to be authentic and to evolve with where our communities and our world is going. We definitely want to look at our brand. We want to look at our company, and we want to look at our industry, but I think looking even more largely at the community and the world can help us make sure that we're positioned to succeed and take care of our customers. In light of that is where we started doing our AYTM brand tracker, and it covers a lot of information. I'm just going to do a snapshot here and share with you some of the consumer behaviors that we're seeing. But we found it to be really interesting to understand a couple of different things. And again, this is around consumer purchasing. But the first is spend. I really thought a lot of people were going to start burying their money in the backyard and cutting back once they did that initial run to the store. But spend is up 50%. And more importantly, beyond just safety buying, we're seeing a switch in how people are buying and how they're approaching their purchasing decisions. And the biggest one that I thought was really helpful was a move from buying shelf-stable product to buying frozen product and fruits and vegetables, really. So it's like we're seeing a move from sustenance to nutrition. And hopefully that means that everybody's taking better care of ourselves and our families. But I think it is that, we've had a time to take a pause, look around, and, move and into taking better care of ourselves. And those are the type of products with frozen foods and natural foods that are definitely seeing a spike in purchasing behavior. We also want to understand, why people are buying. And two very consistent areas are availability and affordability. But it's also like, what are they buying? We do have some why and qualitative components when we run these quali-quant surveys. But we've seen beyond just what we would expect in like cleaning products are on the rise. The shelf-stable foods remain strong. But we've also seen increases in personal care and apparel, but not about splurge purchases. Very affordable decisions being made in those categories. And one of my favorite changes that I saw in the last several weeks is that toys and crafts are increasing and becoming more and more important as far as when people are buying and how they're buying. And I think that's, again, about us taking care of ourselves and also engaging with our family. And being able to look at some new ways to do that. So toys and crafts that I personally have been having fun with and seeing a lot of good suggestions online of different things to do. And then just the last slide I have on this is around loyalty. This is, I think we've all experienced where we've gone to buy something or someone in our family has gone to buy something and our brand isn't there. And at first it was crushing. It was like, what do you mean I can't have that particular type of hair care product or something? And I think we've come back to reality of, A, that's a small problem, but B, there's other brands out there. So we're seeing a switch of brands. Switching behavior has really changed to where people are not necessarily gonna go back to their old brands once they're available. So as researchers, we want to understand, what are our consumers thinking? Have we lost some brand loyalists? Have we gained some brand loyalists? And what can we do as a brand to, again, be authentic, but use some digital tools to really go out and at a low risk, high reward, talk to our consumers, talk to all consumers possibly versus just ours, to understand, what's important to them to consider coming back to a brand, moving to a brand, or sticking with a new brand that they recently learned about. So lastly, we've built on trust a lot, but I do think that being able to just realize, right, we're smart, our consumers are smart, we have an opportunity as researchers and companies to really make a difference in what's happening and cut through the clutter and be real with our messaging. I've been seeing a lot of like the soft music on the ads, and every telecom company wants to connect you, every car company wants to keep you safe. I think that's authentic and I think it's good, but I think, that we can do better to really share like what's important to our customers, and what can we really contribute to people today. And when we look at the whole area of digital first and trust and building that out, I think we just want to remember that as insights professionals, we're getting a lot of questions right now. We want to make sure not only do we find the right technology solution that a company like AYTM and other automation providers out there can take care of for you, but that can really support you and your organization as you can continue to grow and take that journey forward. So I just want to close with real quickly that we've had some great learnings from a monthly Insights Roundtable that we're hosting that includes Insights leaders from all different industries to really just share ideas, questions about what's working, what's not working in a very safe environment. So would love to invite you all to join that either on our website or reach out to me directly and continue to move the business forward and take care of each other. So thank you very much. And I think we can probably move to Q&A now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ellen, and love your point around trust and authenticity. Never was that more important, both for brands and for companies alike. So thank you for that. Just a couple of minutes. Doug Keith is curious, how do you do a conjoint in just 2 to 3 days?
It's technology. It's been amazing where things have come, like I said, in the last 5 years with automation. And there are ways that algorithms and technology have been developed where you can create you can not only create the conjoint survey very easily, APIs can bring in your audience, and then the output I think is really important, that it's output in a way that gives you different ways to work with the data, understand the different attributes and features that are the best combinations, and move forward. So would love to have an offline conversation with you about that, Keith, to go even deeper.
All right, we'll let him follow up with you directly. And Tiffany put in the chat box, if you're interested in joining the AYTM community, there's roundtables that you can join, and there's a link there. So thanks, Eileen. So speaking, oh, wait, one more. How do you define authenticity? Ooh, tough question.
How do you define authenticity? Is it one of those, like, you know it when you see it? Is that a fair answer? I think it is. I mean, it goes back to consumers are smart. And if we try to, as a brand, I know I've talked to a lot of brands about when they want to expand a product, we look at guardrails, right? Like if I have this type of product and it's a service, how far can I go and my customers still believe in me? I think we need to do the same thing with brands. Like how far can we go? Like, am I going to believe if suddenly a low cost type of store is talking about they have the highest quality luxury items? It doesn't really make sense. So there's some common sense in there, but I think that's exactly where you use research and technology to get those fast answers in a quality way that you can trust, and take that low risk, high reward. What do our consumers think? What's real? And see if you can push the envelope, because consumers will tell you, we don't always know, right? We're mired in our day. So we need to get that feedback in and do it in a cost-effective way so we can keep iterating through.
For sure, they will give you the feedback.
Cool.
All right, well, Eileen, we've run out of time. I'm going to give a couple logistical notes before we move into the breakout room, but thank you so much. So